So another new chapter in Bhaktivinod Thakur's bhajans, chapter 5 of Krishna Lila Varnanam, part number 2. Thank you so much, Karuna, singing so amazingly.
Hare Krishna, Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur ki jai, Krishna Samhita ki jai. Priti pravrita samarambe Gopyo bhavatmika sada Krishnasya gunagane tu Pramatastahari priya Shri Krishna venugitena Vyakula samarchaya Yogamaya Mahadevim Krishna labhechaya vraje Yesham tu Krishna dasyecha Kartate balavatara Gopaniyam nate shabhi Swasmin vanyatra kinchana Etadve shikshayan Krishno Vastrani vyaharan prabhu Dadarshana chitam Ratisthanam vanamayam Brahmanamsha Jagannatho Yajnanam Samayachata Brahmananadur Bhaktam Varnabhimanino Yata Vedavadarata Vitra Karma Jnana Parayana Vidhinamavahaka Sashvat Katham Krishna Ratahite Tesham Sriyastadagatya Shri Krishna Sanidhim Bane Akurvanatmaname Krishnaya Paramatmane Etena Darshitam Tattvam Jivanam Samadarshanam Shri Krishna Priti Sampato Jati Buddhina Karanam Naranama Varana Bhagodhi Samajika Vidhimata Tyajarana Shrama Dharma Krishnartham Hina Doshabha Indrasya Karma Rupasya Nishidya Yajnam Utsavam Varshanaklavanartasya Raksha Gokulam Hari Etena Gyatvitam Tattvam Krishna Pritim Gata न काचिद्वर्तते शङ्का विश्वनाशना कर्मणा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय गो प्रमांडी हरि हरि बोल श्री भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय हरे कृष्ण We got here, yeah, Prabhu.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Very beautifully sung. Naniben, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
When Madhurya Ras becomes excessively liquefied, then love pours like rain during the rainy season. Then the gopis, who are most dear to Hari and fully absorbed in his thought, become maddened while chanting his glories. Being overwhelmed by the sound of Krishna's flute, the gopis of Raj worshipped goddess Yogmaya with a desire to attain Krishna. The appearance of the truth of Vaikuntha in the pure consciousness of the living entities of this world is called Vraj. The word Vraj means to go. It is impossible to elevate oneself in this material world by rejecting Maya. Therefore, one should take shelter of favorable material items and try to search for the indescribable truth. For this reason, living entities who have attained the mood of gopis take shelter of the great goddess Yogmaya to help them attain the Lord's pastime in the spiritual world. To scroll up 3 and 4. Those persons who have an intense desire to serve Krishna have no secrets among themselves or with each other. In order to reach this principle to the devotees, Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis. A heart that is situated in pure goodness is the proper abode for attachment to the Lord. He exposed the gopis' love for him by stealing away their clothes. While tending the cows near Mathura, Shri Krishna begged food grains from the Brahmanas who were engaged in sacrifice. Being proud of their caste, those Brahmanas who considered that performing sacrifice was the highest principle and therefore did not give Krishna any food. The reason for this is that high caste Brahmanas are so-called followers of the Vedas. Therefore, they cannot realize the subtle purport of the Vedas. They follow the process of insignificant fruitive activities and become materialistic, or they study the science of self-realization and speculative knowledge and become absorbed in impersonalism. Such Brahmanas prefer to simply remain controlled by the scripture injunctions or previous ancestors by formally carrying out their instructions. They are unable to understand that attachment to the Lord is the primary purpose of all scriptures. So how can they become servants of the Krishna? We should not misunderstand from all this that all Brahmanas are mundane fruitive workers or followers of speculative knowledge. Many great personalities appeared in Brahman families and attained the topmost position of devotional service. Therefore, the purport of this verse is that us like Brahmanas who formally carry out the rules and regulations are heirs to the Krishna, but swan-like Brahmanas are servants of the Krishna and thus worshipable by all. The wives of the ass-like Brahmanas represent people who are subordinate to those with underdeveloped faith. Being under the control of the sweetness of the Krishna, who is the super soul, they went to the forest and offered themselves to him. Those who have underdeveloped faith are called mundane devotees. By this incident, the equality of all human entities is ascertained. There is no consideration of caste in pleasing Krishna. Rather, caste consciousness sometimes becomes an obstacle in the development of love. In order to maintain social order, the Aryans divided society into 4 castes and 4 social orders. If the social order is protected, social system is protected, then people's spiritual lives are nourished by good association and discussion. Therefore, the Varnashram system should be accepted in all respects. By this arrangement, there is a possibility of gradually attaining love for Krishna. The main purpose of this arrangement is the cultivation of spiritual life or love for Krishna. Even if one attains perfection without following this process, still it should not be disregarded. At this point, one should understand that after attaining perfection, this process naturally becomes unimportant. There is no fault in the rejection of the relatively less important process of varnashram by those who have attained perfection in the form of love for Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that faults and qualities can be attributed only in respect to the qualification of the performer. Lord Yagneshwar is the predominant lord of the activities for protecting social order. His representative amongst the living entities is Indra. Such activities are of 2 varieties, constitutional and conditional. Those regular activities which are made for maintaining one's life are called constitutional. Any activities other than these are conditional. If we consider, we can understand that all fruitive activities fall under the category of either constitutional or conditional. Therefore, activities performed either with material desire or without material desire fall under the categories of constitutional or conditional activities. Lord Krishna forbade his devotees from performing any activities other than those meant for maintaining their lives. When Indra, the lord of fruitive activities, saw Lord Krishna arrange to neglect the activities meant to nourish the world, he created a great disturbance. The Lord protected the devotees from flood and supplied their needs by accepting Govardhan, the expanding shelter of sober persons, as an umbrella. If the activities that nourish the world are neglected for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, the devotees of Krishna should not feel anxiety. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Karuna and Naliman. Very nice. If the activities that nourish the world are neglected for the cultivation of Krishna conscious, devotees should not feel anxiety. Very interesting.
I like that sentence.
It's amazing how some verses have so many sentences. That was the one simple one. So, Priti Pravat Samarambhai by Bhaktivinod Thakur from his book Krishna Samhita, chapter number 5, Krishna Lila Varnanam, part number 2. Thank you so much. Very good. Bhaktivinod Thakur ki jai.